buys all the time. He is a threat regardless of what weapon he has in his hand. So let's get into the show, baby. It's Big versus OG, and it's Inferno to kick things off. We've got Big on the CT side, jumping across middle as Mantu makes first contact.
Yeah, we had almost, it looked like it was going to be the tour de halls, but since Searson saw somebody, decided he was going to fall back to the site instead. And this denies him a little bit of information. We did have eyes in alt from OG, ready for somebody to peek, but no one did come through. So now they're going to start to take over. It's a smart punish, I guess, for denying this information. And let's see what it results in. There's still 3 players on the side. It's, you know, it's a pistol round, so anything could happen versus a halls pop or a lane split. It's really going to come down to headshots.
Maybe Searson gets the first one. He's nice and close. And BK, he's got a player behind him, of course. 3 players behind him. So Searson getting a multi-kill from this one, you wouldn't expect it, but there is a chance for a flash to come in. He doesn't get cleared too hard. So one and done from Searson. Xantera is down inside of the graveyard, dies instantly. A-site is totally compromised at this point. Oh, and Valda, he gets the headshot as Tizian tries to peek over top of the smoke. You nosy neighbor. Man down. 4v2. OG taking the bomb plant and most likely first pistol.
Yeah. So it's definitely really solid. Of course, I mean, it's not like they were understaffed on the A side. It's not like, you know, they did anything particularly wrong. They just lost in the entries they couldn't hold. We see the favorable trades coming out. Only one CT up, you know. There's a lot of fights here not being won by the CT side. Maybe they should have had Tapson involved. He comes through with the kill on Alexi B, but it's a bit too late. Bomb's just shy of halfway. He's probably going to think about saving, maybe denying a USP or getting some money out of this by getting a kill. Instead, he'll be the one to be the victim and die. And that's going to lead us into a second round with success here for OG. So here's the halls pop one more time. And that's just unfortunate. He saw him jump over the smoke, caught him on the bottom.
Saw a little peek.
Yeah. Valda had an outstanding year in 2020 as well.
Tell me about it.
Particularly in Flashpoint, I think that was where we had, I think, his most standout event of the year. The competition at the top there, you had Fnatic, you had Virtus.pro, you had some teams that I think we'll see a lot more from this year. And he did a really good job of playing against them. Him and Montu, definitely top performers for OG.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, go and look at the charts for yourself. They're pretty consistent across all players. It definitely does feel like with both Big and OG that they're kind of like one roster move away from like breaking through. But I mean, they're in the top 10. They're in a much better place than many other teams. Like look at NIP who just beat Astralis 2-0. They're not even top 10. I don't think they're even top 15 right now.
It's a brand new roster.
It's insane, yeah. So, you know, a lot of teams would be happy to be compared to Big and OG. But since Big and OG have had such a big year, we're starting to talk about them in terms of very specific things, the details about their talent and all of the finer details. And that is one thing that gets brought up. But overall, you know, they're not too inconsistent. Okay, so what happens now? We're going to have potentially a wrap onto the A site. Alexi denying space here at Arch. And creating space with just this Mac 10 running.
Yeah, that scout goes down. I tried to big it up at the start of the match, but it's over already. Now, the last time these teams played on Inferno would have been at the Blast Fall Finals. Final score, Big 16 over OG's 14. Of those 30 rounds of Counter-Strike, 17 times we had
more than half.
More than half. Big picking up the opening kill. Favorable opening kills to the side of Big. Of those 17 opening kills, 12 of them were on NBK and Alexi B. So NBK and Alexi B are constantly being that first contact, and more often than not, by 2, the first casualty on the side of OG.
They're like the QB's getting sacked or something.
Exactly.
Why isn't Issa dying first? Why? Well, I mean, depends. Was it the entries into the
it's wild.
Side?
Issa actually was not once the opening death.
Interesting.
0.
That does kind of bring it into question for, you know, when we look at the T side. If he is actually doing as much entering as we would expect without looking at like in depth at all of the rounds. That is a very, very interesting stat line. We can look kind of more at that in this game. It's always really cool when there is that much baggage on a certain map between two teams.
Exactly.
We have like months of data, plus they just know each other individually so well at this point that this game is going to be very meta just between the two of them, as opposed to in general in terms of Inferno and what works on Inferno. You're going to have to, it's kind of like overtime right away.
Exactly, right, yeah. It's a big squeeze.
Yeah.
Round 3, of course, just 2 deagles, 2 smoke grenades, 2 flashbangs, singular P250, big clan looking for something, but not being given too much. You know, I allude to that stat because I think Alexi and NBK take on a certain role. You can see it right here with the MAC-10s. They're playing for the info. They're playing to set up the pillars of OG's side.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's almost kind of cool, I guess. Like if, you know, you're going to consider Issa one of your strongest pieces, especially on T sides, that maybe it's good that he isn't dying first. You know, if Alexi B is going to do aggressive lurks all the time on T side, we know he does that. He goes in untradeable spots, tries to get kills, you know, then that can be good. And if NBK is the guy who goes in front of Issa on a lot of rounds, that could be good too. I mean, it might set up the round better than if that was in reverse. So yeah, we'll find out more about whether that will be the case or not in this next round. For now, it's going to be about making money, getting plants, not dying.
Alexi's got it. Second kill fed to the MAC-10, so he's up to 4,900 as NBK drops down into the pit and gets himself a double. This is what I'm talking about, man. Contact. Again, you know, I called them out for dying 17 of the 30 times between the two, but they also got the opening kill 7 times for their team. You put those numbers together, Launders, that's 24 of 30 rounds. It's either Alexi or NBK getting what they need to kick things off.
Sure, yeah.
We see it in that easy anti-eco, and that's what leads us into what we all want to talk about. It's big on the buy with Searson hands-on op.
Okay. Now let's see what they decide to do. And I mean, it was always weird a little bit seeing Searson be the only one alone. So this is a really interesting development that we'll get to see more of in this year and how it affects the team. I can only imagine it would only help to have Searson here in person at the Big Clan offices and the Big Clan building.
The Big Clan battleship.
Big Clan battleship. There we go. I was thinking, what would be the Cash App compound equivalent for Berlin International Gaming?
A little bit of damage here done to Alexi. Takes refuge behind the logs. And Big, they don't look to be shying away from Banana here.
Yeah, this is, they usually do like to. They usually like to play back a bit, so it's interesting to point that out. They have a lot of really, like, trap grenades for the top of Banana and the bottom of Banana. They throw most of them from safety, from the site. But here they hung out quite a bit. OG aren't coming back to fight him at all. Instead, Pendulum swings back to top bracket. And the CTs haven't reclaimed space just yet, even though it looks like Searson might want to in a few seconds. Maybe not.
Further utility usage. Tabson slipping around the arch side. NBK, of course, he comes outdoor, goes back into the apartments, and then comes at it looking to lead the charge through archway. Oh my god, Alexi B just shoots through smoke. I don't even think Tabson fired off more than 2 shots before that happened.
That's crazy. But
okay, all of a sudden we've got pressure on Tizian and Keto. Let's see if they can lock down the B site. We've got a flash prime for Tizian. Keto prepared to peek, sees the back of 2, drops bomb. That's a great kill on Alexi, and he still stands with 10 seconds. Keto, 3 kills, 4 kills, a single frag away from the ace, and it's Valda inside of the smoke with no time to plant. Keto, oh.
He can't do more. He comes close. That's a pretty unbelievable hold. Okay. I want to give full credit to Keto here, but okay, oh my god, did you see that?
What is it?
He shot off like a couple of bullets, and he just shot off like a few bullets that every single one of them hit him inside of Moto. This is a really amazing hold by Keto. The attack on the B site, though, I mean, if you give up Arch as a CT in that position, I mean, I don't want to take away from this, but like, where's the #1 spot someone's going to go to? Like a very normal setup to defend against losing CT control would be quad and construction, right? Cover the 2 things. The quad guy can worry about Banana and fight deep CT, and the construction guy can connect with them and communicate. No molly quad, no real expectation that someone might be there. It really looked kind of lame the way that OG attacked the site. It felt like they were missing something. Either someone was supposed to be on duty to cover that or throw a nade, or they lacked the resources.
Yeah.
But didn't really put a lot of emphasis on hard clearing that. And of course, It looks even stronger and even worse for OG since Keto just can individually outduel so many players at once. Yeah. But the split looked fantastic up until that point.
Up until that point, yeah. It is funny that Keto gets the kill on the guys coming from Banana who are watching CT smoke where their teammates just came from.
They had 20 full seconds by the time they got there.
Yeah.
And that's quite a marathon that you've got to run through all the way to get through CT spawn to B.
Oh, Searson's coming hunting.
Yeah,
this got the scope up, but they're gone.
Yeah, but look at Searson. He's just he knows. He's just going off his read right now. He's pushing. He's getting info all the way down to the bottom of B, and they're left, and they're not committing. Or sorry, they're not coming back. It looks like
he's going to be left there. This opens up Keto to rotate closer towards A site. So big, perfect read. Thanks to Searson's aggression. Now it just boils down to stopping them. Taps in singular kill. Tizian up on the balcony just gets caught jumping around here. Xantares doesn't even shoot back, and the A site crumbles beneath the pressure of OG.
All their monitors turn off at the same time? What was that?
Power outage. Had to be.
They look like they were not looking at their screens, right? At first, on the balcony, it looked like he was looking at the radar. Like Tizian jumping up.
Yeah.
But then we've got someone in pit also not adjusting their crosshair at all to react to anything on their screen. I'm not sure if something happened there, but it really didn't look like they were. It looked like they were either looking in real life at their teammate's monitor or they were looking at the mini-map. But
their positions told me they were ready.
Yes.
Their crosshairs and reactions told me they weren't.
That and like Searson's literally right after they pretend to execute on B, like staring at the stairs at bottom mid. They know it's going to be the A site.
Keto hasn't left.
Oh, Keto just dies. Okay, there might have been an issue. There might have actually maybe there was some interconnected monitor. I think we need to get Anders on this conspiracy because
he's already got his notebook out.
Yeah, he would go deep. He's taking notes.
Okay, we do have some sort of a pause.
There was okay. I'm really glad there was an issue.
Okay, yeah, right. Dude, I'm like, wow, boys, slow start to the year.
I'm actually really glad there was an issue.
Yeah.
Because if there wasn't, then there'd be an issue.
I think
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The fact we also don't have any cameras on the big camp.
Yeah,
we've lost radio communication.
Overall, I think this is a positive thing because obviously that sucks. That's a pretty important round, but yeah, actually I shouldn't be joking about it. That is kind of serious. It was a good round though up until that point, kind of like what we saw with OG, like a great round up until it wasn't. So that's why I had to call you out about the clean, solid, not sloppy CS.
Yeah, call me out.
It looks good and bad with these teams.
Yeah,
good and bad.
You know, to get back to that analogy,
okay,
I'm gonna try to redeem myself. You know, sometimes you get okay chicken noodle soup.
Okay, yeah, true.
You know, maybe you spill it over the sides of the bowls.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that really processed chicken. But then you've also got the chicken noodle soups that come with like maybe a grilled cheese on the side.
There we go.
Maybe you get that Searson versus Montu explosive firework op gameplay.
If you're lucky,
you know, it's the equivalent of like crushing some crackers in it.
Okay.
Like there's ways to make it flare.
Why does that make such a big difference?
Sometimes it's fantastic. Sometimes it's just meh.
It's yeah, that's true.
But it leaves you with an overall warmth.
Warmth, yeah.
You know,
happiness is like peeing your pants. Everybody can see it, but only you can feel the warmth.
That's true. Are you trying to tell me something?
Chicken noodle soup.
Got chicken noodle soup.
I didn't pee my pants, so.
Well, maybe you would have had.
But I am happy.
You've been under that pressure from the A site hit. We've got Big back in the server. I see guys rejoining, so it's not a total blackout. We have the information.
Cool. Do we know what kind of fruits that Tizian is eating?
Tizian's, I think...
Was that a grammatically correct sentence?
Poetically, when Big was announced as Blast's newest partnered team, the last spot going to them, I thought you worded it so eloquently, man. Tizian's Fruit Odyssey.
Yeah. We're just here on the journey. Oh, and he's got what? Chicken noodle soup?
Looks like an Americano.
And,
he's better take that spoon out of it before he drinks it, because you might poke yourself in the eye. You got to be careful with stuff like that.
And he's got like more beard than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That beard.
That beard.
Tab. Seems to be ready. Oh,
Yeah, oh, okay.
Wait, slow it down.
Yeah, we just... There it is. It's a pineapple.
Pineapples.
But he had pineapple and watermelon. So for those of you who don't know, in the past, he's always color matched the fruits to the team that he's playing against. So watermelons for Astralis or like So what I thought it would be like blueberries for OG maybe?
Maybe.
But I mean, what's the yellow for? Did he just want pineapples, I guess?
It must be.
Okay. I mean, you got to stick to the theme, man. Come on, Tizian.
Come on, Searson. He's got the op here in round 5. 6.
He did everything last round.
He did.
But,
He got all the information.
Yeah.
That's about all that happened.
Yeah. Unfortunate circumstances, but we move forward.
Double smoke, single frag, and Searson, that op contact out apartments, the big old barrel.
No way he wins. No
What?
way he wins that.
And it's on Issa. Man's gone down. Immediately, we're going to see OG start to aggress towards the B site. They're met by utility. The incendiary slows them. The flashbang blinds them. And yet NBK still continues on.
What?
Through the coffin into Keto. All right. One taps him. Volva's going to get the fadeaway headshot. Big Clan don't understand what the hell has happened, and yet they've been left in what is now the 1v4. So I thought Searson was dead to rights when he came out from apartments, and seems like he's the last man standing somehow, someway.
He heard someone shoot a deagle on the site. Dead.
Yep. That was kind of cool.
That was.
Had that been a headshot?
Wasn't it?
It was not.
Oh, okay.
Just man was low. Had it been a headshot, I would have made a very guttural sound to go alongside it.
Okay.
Instead, I'm just mildly impressed.
That was a crazy shot from Searson. He really almost saved the day with that one. He had his cape on for that shot.
Yeah, but I mean,
like,
respect to OG. Look how quick they went into the B site.
It's like a hard counter, right? Like, so I've been like learning chess. I'm not good, but I've just been learning it. But like, the people start to talk about like the comparisons, because there's a lot of comparisons there between chess and CS. A lot of ways. You your pieces and your positions and everything. But one thing that doesn't translate as well is like, you know, if in chess you have a huge positional advantage, you just win the piece or something, usually. And it's just done. But like in CS, you can beat the odds, and that's why we watch CS. Yeah. You know, they're two different kind of experiences for that reason. And that's like one of those positions where like it's literally his job is just to kill a guy who makes the mistake of coming out the back of the halls.
Yep.
Especially with an op. That huge scope sticking out, lots of time to react. It's a hard counter to that push. And yet Searson can show us like a magical moment where he can still beat the odds in an enormous way.
Transforms from a pawn to a queen.
There we go.
And slaps him back a bit. But now we've got a player up close. Keto's going to clear that. Searson gives cover over the shoulder. Now we get that op fight. Montu takes down Keto. The man advantage is what's still held on to here for Big. They want their advantage. They press the advantage towards Banana. And I've just noticed now they actually have that bomb. So, tough spot for OG to maybe get out of, and losing more players isn't going to make that any easier. We've got NBK wrapping around the arch as Mantu keeps eyes towards Banana, but the taps don't work out for Nathan, and Mantu now left all alone. He's got a great start to the game, 6-1.
6-2 probably soon.
You'd imagine.
Not enough time, or too much time, if you're Mantu, to have to think about this round. But, well, here's one free kill. Ooh. And he'll end up getting traded out. It really does come a lot down there to banana control and that really cool off rifle synergy. And this push around the half wall as well as the logs play here.
Let's try to trade it back.
Like kind of 2-on-2.
Yeah. Once bomb's gone down. Now, let's see if Big can keep it going. Or is it going to be another one-off anomaly of a round win? CT side's got to kick into gear a bit. Obviously, a bit of an awkward moment at the start of this game. Kind of puts an asterisk on the play, but there it is. Off the op, Mantu gets the better of it. It's going to leave a single player at the A site. No killer instinct here from OG. They're not going wild off of it. In fact, they're starting to press their faces up against the top of Banana, and so are Big. Coming in with some great utility damage, takes Montu to 53, but the entire pack of OG is right here. Had they thrown that grenade just maybe a couple moments later, they get lucky and strike them all down. Instead, they've repositioned deep. We've got Tabson, 61 health, all the way over towards the spawn. And again, Keto in a key position that has already punished OG. If they don't check him this time, if he gets another massive 4K, that'd be a tough pill to swallow. We shall see. fire at the feet of Alexi B slows him down. Keto's going to reignite the floor and puts the smoke up on top of it. 35 seconds. We've got tabseN charging through smoke. Keto's going to get that first headshot. 2 kills, 4 kills for Big Clan. They stopped this B hit again.
That's incredible. I mean, that helps validate the last time that this happened, but what a defense. I mean, it couldn't have been played perfectly. The mollies, they didn't overlap at all. They're perfectly spaced out. There was no counter for them coming into the site. Also, you don't really want to always smoke out a molly that lands on the front of the site because then you can't see for 15 seconds when you might want to wait that out and still have open lines. There were no rotators over, but Keto even delayed his smoke on the right side of quad, which is very commonplace for your rifler who's back there. Used it perfectly and peeked out with the flash from his teammate. Oh, that was just so beautifully done here from Big. Well orchestrated to set up Keto to shine, and he is honestly one of the better quad players in the world. I mean, the first time that this happened, it looked like, okay, a bit of a failure on OG's part to attack him properly, but here you could really just see how well orchestrated everything was to help him and support him, on top of how nice his aim was and how good that hold was.
Yeah, the utility, I think, was that like added layer this time around. Just an extra notch in the belt there for Keto. So the B site holds strong. Keto takes to the top of the scoreboard across the entire server, not just his team. 9 and 5. As we've got a peek from tabseN. So Alexi B to lose his head early. That's one of 3 weapons for OG coming into this. No control being forced by Big over top of it. But they are starting to get prying eyes on tabseN. Back again towards Banana. searson picks up the off kill from Arch. 5 versus 3 advantage. Really getting the better of what is a cheapened buy.
Yeah, it really feels like this game's about to swing back around with how these last couple of rounds have gone. It feels like searson is playing incredibly well right now.
Yep.
He's been an apparition everywhere.
When you get that searson alongside Keto, you're throwing tabseN in for a couple of crucial kills and rotations on this B site. You know, tabseN able to play a bit more of a supportive role at times. His flashes have looked good. His utility have helped out. That is the formula for big success.
They have 2 players in CT ready to hold on to this, so we'll see what happens. He could get cleared in this position. Ooh, a little bit risky with that incendiary coming out, but Keto does not get punished up top. They're still going to have trouble crossing, and they're maybe not going to clear this now. We'll see. No, MBK does do it.
Ooh, but tabseN, that looks so easy.
I love that patience.
He's got time to aim, takes his chance, and then
reset.
Finishes it with 4.
Yeah, the landing accuracy. Reset, very nice touch. Yeah, so let's see here. We're reliving this Banana experience. It's been pretty good in terms of their different looks. They've had a few different kinds of successes, whether it's just getting information or just putting up a really strong hold. They've got good defense within the B site. And yeah, we're talking about B a lot, but that's a lot of what this map comes down to. Rounds are won and lost in the war for Banana. And on B site holds, it really does come down to that very often. Uh-oh.
Missed chance.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, but it could be for Tizian. He's trying to get out of the apartments in time, does dodge back. He's being chased by Alexi. Nice little P250 hit. And searson lingers near. Balcony, kind of compromised, so Bigs rotate into this A site. Definitely want to shut that down. Had OG just forced the issue, they could very well have an A plant, but they wait just long enough for Xantares to get into his spot. He's currently 1 and 6. And now he doesn't even have a second teammate. So Xantares, singular kill here. It's going to be on searson. He drops bomb, sees the cross, and oh, flicks over to Issa. He saw that distraction from Mantu, didn't fall for it at all.
Why
nice
doesn't he
flick
get nervous?
shot. Montu now 1 versus 2. He doesn't have the Kevlar, but he knows he has searson pinned in this corner. 45 seconds. Bombs over towards short, so eventually he'll have to go get that, but it confirms that he is here, and that smoke grenade's gonna start to push them inwards. tabseN gets himself some damage, but Montu's still up. Maybe at this point you concede the possibility of a clutch. Just get your money. Get that bomb in. It's right behind him.
Oh, he's still in this. Yeah, he can separate the 1v1s. They're going to be scared to try to push him too quickly, so now they split up, but I mean, he's going to be thinking about this. Okay, searson comes out, the crouch beat kills him, and Big will win the round. It's the shot from searson.
Yeah.
The flick around into Archway. I believe it was Alexi B trying his best to steady the deagle to kill him, but he couldn't. I mean, you know, it's a showcase here for Searson. Like, look at the calmness, right? Flicks over, and we slow it down, but it's quick. Sorry, it's Issa who's trying to kill him and can't. Just beautiful stuff, really. I mean, definitely looks like the dominant opera right now.
And he is waiting for it. He gets that kill off balcony, immediately checks Arch for the peek.
He got hit.
Wasn't there that time.
Oh, okay.
Then he goes back to looking at sight. Then he gets hit from Arch, flicks it again. You know, like, so he was on high alert that that was open. Poor Issa. Misses his chance. We've got Big Clan tied up at 5.
Oh, they get banana control one more time, plus some damage. No one here to fight, take it back right away. And let's see how Tizian ends up playing it. I mean, they're leaving him alone, so looks like it's turning into the half-wall spot. Nope, jump spotting, one of the safest ways to secure information. I mean, you see people die, you know, while jump spotting sometimes, but if you do it infrequently, or just in the odd round, it's definitely one of the best ways to try to get some information as safely as possible. And it's worth dying every once in a while. And yeah, can be better than the full commitment. So what's going to happen here for OG is the question. They're throwing the lurk smoke out of halls, but Xanteres is in the inside of it. People don't like flashing into the halls on these positions anymore because someone might be playing anti-flash, but it's still a very strong position to be in. And sometimes you throw the flash just to hear, oh, yeah. See, I don't even think he goes off a flash at all, just straight on peaks. And just, I mean, MBK's waiting for him.
Yeah, gets a laser beam.
Still, damn, that's just the Xanteres peak. That's just what it is.
I believe it goes Cheetah, Ferrari, The Sound of Light. What? That's not. Never mind.
Let's keep going.
You take. It's all yours. Okay. Actually, it's all mine because the execute's coming. Bomb gets dropped instantly. 8 seconds to spare on this one. Keto, clean headshot. That one headshot, that one kill, just completely stops OG in their tracks, and they walk back. The speed of light. And then it's the speed of Xanteres.
What was it? Cheetos, Doritos?
Cheetos, Doritos, Tostitos, and Xanteres. I think I said the sound of light.
The sound of light.
Yeah, speed of light and a Xanteres peak. And NBK, he feels the wrath of Xanteres in the apartments that round. Big Clan, 6-5. Nice little lead here on the defensive side of Inferno.
Yeah, it's such a tight scoreline, but it really felt like Searson's the better opera right now, more impact, visibly more impact just overall. And Mantu will be able to flip the script on it in the second half potentially, but and actually, you know what? You know, before I even contradict myself, Searson in the past, like last year or like the first half of this year, before kind of like DreamHack Masters, he had trouble on T sides. He would go very, very quiet on T sides, and just he'd be a one-half player. Incredible CT side, horrible T side, and I really want to make it, you know, that blunt. Sometimes he would really disappear in the second half. But that's not who he is anymore. Just wanted to say that can be something to look out for. So, okay. So I do really like to see when the teams are on fire for this reason. So, like, you know, score so close, but what's really telling the story is the streak from Big, is the comeback, is the fact that they've adapted in these last few rounds. And they really survived after a really unfortunate technical issue. To come back right after, right, on the full buy, and then just go on a streak.
It's the kind of unfortunate events that would break lesser men. Mm-hmm. But these guys, they've kind of earned their crown within this online era. They've seen it all at this point. They've had to deal with it all. And right now, they're dealing with another buy from OG. Mac 10 for Alexi B. Jumps into the scope, and Searson topples the first challenger. Now, there's that chance of the balcony exit, but seeing as it's engulfed in flames, Searson dodging away from the frags, making sure he gets away from the damage, but inadvertently walking into NBK. Now, we've got the info from Big as they come up from bottom mid, and they've got OG corralled to the side of the A site, but it's Issa to pick up the next frag alongside Mantu. Double man advantage, but low HP. NBK getting another headshot. That's a big pickup. This is a great round from NBK inside of apartments, crucially killing Searson and then really stopping any attempt at this advantageous, you know, 2v4 full HP retake. They're not even going to try it with only Tizian left up. OG immediately end that 5-round streak, and we've got things tied at 6.
Yeah, and just like you're saying, right? Like if he doesn't do all of that, then it's possible they come back. The amount of HP remaining on the few players here means that it could have been around the turns on its head for Big, but it doesn't because of MBK. So really well played from him. Was he also the guy to kill Xantares?
That I cannot tell you, friend.
It killed him last time. Xantares usually in the pit. If he's in the halls, maybe. But yeah, denying either way, I was just going to use that to say, like, okay, here are the 2 most important players almost, right? The guy who is defending, you're anchoring the A site, plus the Opper, who has had extraordinary impact.
So Issa kind of serving as a cover from short, clears the pit player, opens up MBK to shut down the rotates. All is good for OG. All is good for both teams in terms of the buy.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see. 3 rounds left in this first half.
We got a fast exec coming? Maybe. It looks like...
Looks quick, man. Can Searson handle this? Ooh, I mean, I don't doubt him, but he does drop the shot. Good thing Xantares is right there to trade, trying to double it down. It's Issa to answer. And again, because of the speed of this A site completely compromised after those first 2 kills. So much so Big, they concede a 7th.
Yeah, the spacing got a little bit testy at that moment. Like Lexi was so far ahead of his next teammate that maybe the trade couldn't have come in. And it does feel like they've got, of course, that is just what makes OG. You know, a team is sometimes they have great ideas, sometimes the execution isn't perfect. But yeah, they're very fortunate to have gotten that once. Not every day you see Searson drop a shot like that where he has to adjust slightly. But you know, versus a blind player, the player's pretty close. Usually he's going to be able to win that duel. But the fast strategy is the one that gives OG a lead in this half once again. And as we get closer towards the end, I mean, things are going to get a bit more testy economically for the CT side. So saving 3 guns, imperative. And of course, this also, it punishes Big for going for the 3B setup, which is kind of like, you know, punishing someone for going for a 3-long setup on Dust 2, running out mid doors. This is kind of the same thing here, running all the way up mid. So it's a really kind of smart call by Alexi B, basically.
It's a nice speed adjustment. We have seen Big leaning towards the 3 guys B, so why not get ahead of it? Get ahead of that rotate, shut it down. It's exactly what OG do.
Yeah. We see no one's really got outstanding ADR lines here except for Keto. I think 2 4Ks on site holds from quad. Definitely, maybe it already could be considered a signature spot. He's been very good at that position for a long time, but
ooh, they see the hands.
Now more than ever. Okay, he gets out of there. He doesn't stay too long. And even though that, like, position for Montu, it didn't get a kill. He saw that scope, gave so much good information. Yeah,
raises a red flag so that OG don't walk into it from alt. Tizian, almost drawn into the mid-peak. Falls away from what could have been a 2v1 to the favor of OG.
They're quietly gaining a lot of map control here without Big realizing where. Because they got spotted there, the off at top mid, plus he falls back. They know that Searson started up the round there. Then they hear Tizian step outside the halls, and so they can take over control of it. And now we're still above a minute, and we've got pretty good information and control.
I've got a lot of respect for the way Alexi can play at times. You know, even within the small moments of a round, sometimes he does kind of extend into the red zone. He will be in nearly untradeable positions, just taking that bit of an extra risk to gain just that much more information. He's going to walk right into the scope of Searson towards Arch. Searson flashing his way through, looking for the challenge, looking for the impact. And he gets Issa. How about a 3rd? We've got OG kind of stutter stepping at this point. 25 seconds left over. Are we going to exchange rounds towards the ends of this half? Tizian trying to change into the little pit, dodges the flash. We've got now Valda inside the site, traded after 1. And BK comes out and goes down. It is Searson to save the day. 2 kills off the op at the end, 4 in total, and 1 round to go.
Never looks like an action moment for Searson too. He's always so relaxed, but it's just been the Searson show. Incredible control here, and it just denies everything that OG were trying to do, right? You cancel out 2 smokes, you kill a guy throwing another nade, so you get mid control plus scare the T's that are oncoming. You get the opening player, which is Alexi B, And unfortunately, sometimes Alexi is the head of the snake. If you kill Alexi B, you're not really worried. You know the rest of the team isn't going to be able to operate in the same way. I mean, he's definitely, we've heard that Alexi B can calm when he's dead, but at the same time, if he doesn't get the space that he needed to for the round, then, you know, what is the plan at that point, even in his mind?
Oh, he's playing for the B site.
Yeah.
Ooh. Keto could have caught him. Ooh, Issa coming around the corner at the wrong time. And then Tizian gets one. Keto also succeeds in killing Alexi. This is looking like Big take their 8th on the CT side. OG with a nice little answer. Good to see it. You know, they got that strong start. They converted rounds off pistol. They made the most of what was an unfortunate tech hiccup. And then we saw Big really kind of revive themselves. OG, well, 2 rounds at the end. Maybe Big take it back with a double of their own. But it is Valda and Mantu. If they had more utility to block off CT spawn, maybe I'd believe in this one. But it's going to take a 1v5 off play. And at least the damage output's there. But unfortunately for OG, it is very likely Big will secure this 8th. And how does that leave you feeling?
Well, pretty good. I think they're lacking a bit on the executions. Some cool ideas. Exactly what I expected.
Chicken soup, baby.
Chicken noodle soup.
An 8-7 for Big on the CT side. They had that little streak of 5 rounds in the middle, and now they're looking to walk in with fresh hands to clean things up. But it's OG on the defense, and, well, how does that make you feel?
I don't know. I really don't know how good they'll be in the second half, but This again, it's just such a close matchup. It's almost like a domestic matchup at this point because of how often they played each other, where it's really hard to see the results. They just don't. There's no way. Like if they interviewed before and said we're 100% confident we're going to win this game, of course they're liars. They're just liars. Like it's just too close between them two. They knew where the veto was going to go. MBK said he'll give someone a penny if they guess the veto correctly because of how often it's been the same two maps. So they don't know. I think it comes down to who plays better on which day. And I feel like that's like the most annoying esports player answer possible, but that is actually the truth.
Just going to play our own game.
Play our game.
Try to hit our shots.
Come back stronger.
Yeah. Last time these guys, you know, went head-to-head on Inferno, it was a tale of the T-sides. 10 rounds for the T side of OG.
Okay.
And then 11 rounds for Big to take the win.
How many kills did Searson get?
How many kills did Searson get?
Someone asked me...
Searson was 21 and 14.
On the T side, I mean.
On the T side specifically? Well, now you're asking too many questions.
You can just complete statistics and then sort by T side on that page for some reason.
I'll get.
Let's take a look at Searson. Oh my god, I can't believe punished.
Searson on the T side.
Oof. Non-stop impact. I mean, these rounds just have his name all over them, right? The amount of kills that he got.
Yeah. He was 12 and 6. The outlier between last game and this game is that instead of Keto, who is currently having quite the game, most notably those 2 multi-kill rounds on the B site, it was Xanteres who kind of took over last time around. He was rocking a 26 and 15, 1.46 rating by the end of Inferno.
But how many kills on T side?
On T side, Xanteres had himself 14.
Let's go. Both are extraordinarily high. Sorry, not extraordinarily, but pretty damn good. And it's Xanteres entering out of the halls.
Yeah.
He always defends the pit. He attacks the pit. He is an incredible, honestly, one of the best entries on this map. Definitely very, very strong. Okay, here's the defense comes up on the B side. It's looking very strong. People are missing shots. Delaying is happening.
But the flank.
Enough for the flank to come in.
It's a flashbang. Alexi waits by quad. It's a really weird round, and he doesn't get checked. Alexi comes out with almost the second frag. He's going to get this one in the end, you'd think, but Searson's got a bit of an evacuation route. 2 kills for Searson off this bomb plant. He had his hands busy. Alexi had his number. And now instead, a single shot from either of these players will take the kill, and Searson, he's just going to sit. He's going to wait.
Man.
And then he's going to creep around the corner when the time comes. And poor Issa,
it's over.
Like a doe, is going to walk into this bomb site so unsuspecting at this point because Searson should have been cleared. He taps that bomb. Searson swings wide, drops his chance. Issa gets the frag, but it's still Big with the win.
No time. What a... Okay. We just can't forget about the fact that he should have been dead right here. This is
right here.
He survived this and then gets to 180, and you cannot blame Alexi for trying to isolate him in that corner. He had to take that fight. But Searson's just better. Man, Searson is really, he's becoming one of those players. He's becoming one of these, like, friggin' simple, you know, Ziwu,
like a friggin' superstar, man.
You know what I mean? Like, he's so nuts. He is really becoming one of those players consistently, and it's terrifying. He is taking over. He has taken over in rounds where his team have made strategically incorrect moves or not, you know, been that good. Where OG have an exploitable weakness, he'll find the punish where it might not have been obvious. Even if you have all of the vision of the server, the same as all of the rest of the players, he's becoming one of those players. And this game so far, in both halves, he's just had so many rounds where he's done the unthinkable.
Excuse my lack of knowledge, but you normally know these things. Was Searson ranked in the top 20 of 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah? Whereabouts?
I can't remember exactly. He was definitely top 10, number 8 maybe.
Okay. Yeah. As he should be. And kind of a testament to what we're talking about here with...
Blame was 6, maybe he was 7. I think something like that.
I feel like it's kind of low-key what Pimp was talking about on the desk, where it's like, do you put Big at 4th? And it's like, you know, if Searson's top 10, is that a name that sticks out off of the paper at all times?
Oh, he was number 10. He was number 10, okay.
It started... Oh, sorry, I don't know about that.
So...
was he?
Yeah, that's... Okay. I just got production. He said he's number 10. So he's the first German to ever be in the top 20. And the first German to be in the top 10 when you count even across games. Whether it's CS GO, CS Source, or 1.6.
Damn.
So
Ooh, nice nade.
I don't know how long that list has been, going though. Just want to be careful about that one.
Since the dawn of time. Tizian, this could be such a crucial flank. This is one of those rounds where like, oh gee, damn, they got the bomb plant. They were still hoping to stop them. Now they're hoping to move all of these Kevlar Deagles into the following, into the 18th. Instead, it might just be 2 players to walk away from this. Mac 10 offered over. Yeah, you'll take the trimmings that you can keep. So, you know, what's crazy is like Searson, already huge breakout, gets placed 10th in 2020. And we already recognize that he has potential to go even higher.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He definitely does.
So, you know, there was a time where you looked at this big roster and like you wouldn't consider Searson the star. But I think honestly, that's what he is now.
I think, you know, you shoot yourself in the foot a little bit when you're not much of a personality. Like,
dead on.
Not to say that he doesn't have one, but that it's not really been focused on.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever heard Searson say a word in English. Or German. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I have, but I can't even remember because there's just not that much. But he is the player of the caliber where it's like, I mean, ultimately, you know, whether you're overrated, underrated, or like, a lot of this sometimes comes down to perception as well, and that's an important thing to think about. But Searson, in terms of his impact in the server and the rounds, and, you know, of course, if you have eyes and watch Counter-Strike, you can see it. Yeah, he clearly has that kind of magical ability to be above strategy. I'd say there's a few players that you can really put into that category, being above strategy. I think Searson, it feels like he's breaking into that. Definitely.
Alexi B looking for a second this round. Will find it. At the top of B, his Deagle racks up a bit of cost versus Big. You know, this is one of those moments where we think back, like, had OG been able to succeed in saving 4 players last round, this would be a very daunting situation. Instead, unarmored are 3 members of OG. Issa does still have that Mac 10, but the player in the back of the site's gone down, and with it, so have the slim chances of upsetting here in the 18th, because OG walk away.
Yes.
Big 11-7.
11-7. 3 up, bomb plant. They keep a surplus moving into this next round. It's looking very, very promising here. And as you mentioned, a T-sided affair. So a strong start on the T-side could be very damning here for OG.
Ooh, they get hungry. They want to go for the weapons they had dropped. Maybe Montu can send a parting gift. Scout up. And he's going to take his head off. Nicely done by Tizian there just to ensure they close. You know, he said 3 up, 2 at the end. Still a success story being written by Big early on in this T side.
Yeah. Absolutely. Still time to get it together if you're OG, and you're in a perfect position to really, you know, use momentum to roll forward if you're a Big clan, of course. But nothing is promised in this matchup just because of how close it's always been. So what will be this defense here for OG? What line are they going to use? They've got Mansi looking down mid. They've got a little bit of an attack, some nades being used. It looks like they maybe are going to turn the corner on top banana. Maybe, maybe not. They've got the bottom B smoke, but it's also countered by a smoke from Big. And something of a stalemate. My goodness gracious. Issa, he can't even hang out in the apartments at the end of the halls without seeing anybody in peace. That is an enormous punish.
Yeah, nice dink. That one's, of course, through that door, which is ajar. So it's only 1 wall.
Great word, isn't it? Ajar.
Searson, he wants that contact, but nobody looks to give it to him. He's 18-8, quietly climbing the scoreboard.
You know, yeah. His one volley, if he doesn't really, again, he does well on T-sides now, but when he isn't playing his super hot, this is just when he's just a bit too slow. And yeah, listen, he doesn't even need the op here on the T-side, so we'll see if that's even necessary. But for the meantime, we've got the split ensuing, and look, they've got no info on Arch. They are an absolute slave to what's coming towards them. Oof. But Valda keeps eyes from construction on this flank and maintains the man advantage, even though they've given up space. They got some compensation.
It's a nice angle. Alexi's going to try to do his best Keto impression here. Look to lock in on the back of the site. Valda's so far removed that Alexi's going to have to do everything on his own. Now Valda's dead. 8 seconds left. Alexi's got another player right in front. He gets the better of Tizzy and Peak stops bomb. Alexi B gets everything he needs because there is no time for Xantares.
Okay, well, a taste of your own medicine, I guess we can call that one. Exactly the same attack. Oh, dead after time. A heroic round here from Alexi B. It seems like quad is the most important position of the match, Connor.
Yeah, it's like 3 rounds won across these first 19. All from the back of Stewbox.
Yeah, Stewbox.
Stewbox.
Yeah, that last was kind of a Stewie moment right there. Last few seconds. Running out of clay.
Running out of clay. They're trying to build the pyramids, Dan, but there's no more clay.
So good, man. So good. I would have been like, they're trying to build the pyramids to run out of sand. You know, I would have totally bungled that one for sure. How did he know or remember? Okay.
They're running in quickly, but they've got to move faster than the sound of light. That's what I would have said.
Good times.
Buy up from Big. Got to keep our eyes on the cash of Xantares. He died after time, but he had so much bank. Spends 5.1 in this one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it feels like a quad molly would just win this game right now on these splits. Yeah. I can't believe OG gave up all of that. Let him get into CT spawn. Of course, Valda, you know, keeping attention there means they had it in their mind and they got the kill at least. But still, it's a scary attack coming in with that split. And they had Big had plenty of time. They didn't take any other damage coming on their coming through Archway or the players on Banana, so they were in a very, very strong position. But just like that, the turntables, the tables turn. Just try to Michael Scott it. Oh, the turntables. And it's Big who have 3 pistols to complement the 2 AKs that they've got. The cavalry is called in. CTs look for the rotate. Alexi says, you can leave me, but only for a second. Now Montu's made his way back over towards B site.
Yeah, they're both floating at the top of Banana.
Looks like they've won.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. This is where Montu really powers up. We put a spotlight on him as he has eyes down to the bottom of B with a bunch of T's coming his way soon.
Mm-hmm. Let's see the facilities, big man. Gets Keto clearly and the lineup from Alexi. It is a masterclass. A 2-sided clamp that squeezes Big Clan in their entirety. Final guy in Tizian dies as well. No answer at all. So those 2 AKs, whatever they could afford, goes down empty-handed.
Sure. The map leans a little bit T-sided, I think most would agree at this level, but it doesn't mean that it's still that much more than 50. I think on the higher end, we're looking at maybe 55% T-favored with some teams, I think, if that. So, certainly not out of the clear for Big as much as it's not in the clear for OG. They don't have any rifles this round. They're going up against 5. You can see the firepower bar strongly in favor of OG. And Mantu's got his wonderful op once again.
Ooh, Glock shots from Tabson. Empty magazine from Issa. Oh, now it's on NBK, and his gun also goes dry. Keto, still just working with the sidearm. It's a little bit of a pistol duel. And he fake plants once. That repeat should absolutely cost him. And the homing missiles come in. A frag grenade to finish it off.
Why didn't he plant?
I don't know.
He wasn't even worried about lane, but he didn't want to plant?
Yeah.
That's selfish.
Ambitious.
That's ambitious. Okay, that's a nicer way to put it. A nice round here from MBK. Almost had a call dazed for a second. These Glocks coming through. Yep. Tizian, it looked like he had that thing on automatic. Yeah, he had the extendo mag running around Archway. Triple dink on the Montu. What the hell? That was quite ridiculous. Okay. 10-9.
Yeah.
How? Where did I get that number?
I don't know.
11-10. Rifles on both sides. We do have the buy up again from Searson, which is it's a stylistic choice. It's not necessary. And Valda punishes the early top B aggression, but the trade comes through. Montu answers back. The exchanges are favoring OG, plus this damage on Keto. It's a very nice position now for OG.
Yeah, big time. And because they didn't get that bomb plant, these guys came into the round with lackluster grenades. So one of the reasons they're sitting on just the 2 smokes left over. They're not going to have an incendiary to clear back sight. Hell, they're not even going to get a chance to throw those grenades. NBK with more damage through the side of the smoke, giving them nothing for free. He's going to challenge right through that, sees the muzzle flash of the AK, gets the USP kill because Nathan Schmidt does what he wants. And Xanteres has to walk away 1v4. No chance.
Domination. Really, really nice. It comes down, again, to that. I think the Optal is what really cements their place in the round. After the exchanges go off at top banana, it's not so bad for Big Clan, but then Montu's op shots, one thing. I don't know if it was a player denied in the back of Vault or in the halls, as we could see from the minimap, but that's definitely what made a world of impact here. We have God Xanteres saving an AWP. And again, I mean, it's not necessary that Searson has one. I mean, maybe if you ask Big, they would say it is. So it depends on what their strategies are, of course. But it's not going to stop you from winning a round. Surely you have a plan to win on T-side without the op. And if you're losing rounds in a row, this op can be a very expensive habit, but...
You better not die after time.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could die.
He's going to have 300 bucks.
1 second.
Oh, they're going to get him.
Dead.
Oh, they're going to get him. He takes another player with him. Xanteres, good 2K, but I mean, $400 after that.
I would just like to say, like, I feel like sometimes it's less often that you see pro teams actually organize properly to kill people after time.
After time, yeah.
Sometimes they just hunt the kill just whenever they can get it. Probably because they just want to make sure they get that kill, and they're a little bit nervous about losing the round or not getting it at all.
Yeah.
But this was really well organized, right? It's just
a perfect squeeze.
Perfect squeeze. They let him get comfortable into his very favorite, most safe position, and then they fork it. And that's actually an incredibly impactful final kill, right? Like, we're talking the money here for Xanteres. He's not got enough for half armor, which means no one can throw him a lifeline. They got to wait for the next round, but he's still not going to have money. And here it is, just to show how perfect the fork is. He's lucky to get the 1 kill. And OG would have loved to keep Alexi alive, but you trade Alexi for that Xanteres frag any day of the week.
Yeah, worth, most certainly. So, Big tied at 11. 4 CT rounds in a row for OG. Big are working with minimal investments. Double flashbang for Tabson, 3 deagles across the team, and apparently 1 is all you need. Keto, good second chance. He just disrupted that piece of utility. That actually effectively smokes off library. Makes things a little bit awkward, but Mantu's going to move that off onto Arch. No. Keto with another. Now, if they try to play for that gun, it could be Alexi to clean up everything. Keto, he's challenging. Oh, Keto! 3 kills with the Desert Eagle.
They squeezed him. They're coming around through the top of mid. They can get into B site through CT spawn. Valda will find a frag. Bomb gets dropped. Issa looking for the spray down. Brings it back to the 2-on-2.
Lined him up and knocked him down. Xanteres now inside the site. He's going to be dropped to 30 health. Keto, is he actually going to activate and do everything they need him to? He is hyper-focused on Pit, but Valda now giving his position away with that kill. The Molotov could flush him into the open. He gives up the angle. Keto is on for the ace. Some of the most impactful individual moments from Big this map have come from Keto.
Time's on his side.
He swaps to the M4. Looking for this 5th frag. Valda will die to a single headshot from the rifle, and he retreats somewhat up the boiler stairs. There is just enough time for Keto to play this silently.
He could also get to B if he'd like to. It's a bit more ambitious, but he's walking down. I don't know if he's coming back. The fight comes through, but Valda denies him the glorious moment. An incredible attempt from Keto with the kills and how close he came at the end of the day. And that economic damage won't be forgotten, but he doesn't get the round.
Doesn't get the round. 2 superb Deagle one-shots into the 3rd frag, just playing around the pillar. This one was nice, flushing the player into the scope. I love the fact that Valda, just like you, thinks B is a possibility and cuts him off on the route.
Yeah. That was sweet. Very, very cool stuff.
Fun round.
Yeah, yeah. It's very scary for OG, but, with that, they're now on fire. And it wasn't a round that Big invested a lot in. So kind of equalizes things, right? It's some compensation for the fact they lost Xanteres in such a tragic manner. Just a round before then. And now we still only got him on a MAC-10, but some would not even call that a concession these days. On T-side, it can be all you need. In fact, having heavier guns that you can't run and shoot with can be an impediment to your T-side attack. So We'll see. He's a really powerful tool when attempting entries on the A site, especially out of halls. But don't know if that's where they're going to end up going. It seems like it right now.
Mantu's posted. Oh, he could collat them. Oh, he actually gets Xanteris. Tizian shoots him in the head. Oh, no, and then he's drawn towards Xanteris. Perfect moment for NBK to strike. Now it's Keto back at bat. Comes in with the first kill. He sees the grenades coming forward. Hits another headshot. Now it's on Mantu. Inside of the pit. Peeks. Dies to Searson. And we've got a 1v2 for Alexi B to clutch.
Critical swing frag here from Searson. Plant will go down in the 2-on-1 situation. There was Alexi a little late to be able to run up lane to attack this plant, and now pit is opened up, but taps in, peers out into short side, gets the frag, doesn't even leave Searson in the 1v1, and Searson hits 20 off of that round. Here is the unfortunate way that Xanteris dies. Tizian tries to react. Xanteris is pretty much dead meat at that point, but at least he could have maybe got a little bit more information.
Yeah.
But can we just talk about how it looks like Keto is also in God tier form at the moment as well?
It looks killer. I thought we saw those moments on quad CT side, never really kind of made sparks outside of those moments.
Yeah.
And now on the offense, he's just tearing up the turf.
Yeah, what's crazy is like this could all be forgotten because still OG are putting up a solid defense. I want to say they even looked favored in that round up until the very last moments of the attack, but a number of very, very key kills. Between, again, the two strongest talking points here, Searson and Keto. Searson trading out Pit versus Montu, and Keto getting the double entry as well. What happens now? We've got the MP9 in play. No op-up for Montu. Valda late buy into the M4 or picks that up. Everybody spends to the bottom dollar on the CT side, but they barely scrape together anything.
Let's see if it's going to come off of the back of a heroic move from Valda here on Banana. This is going to be chipped down. They hear this movement in alt, absolutely. NBK just playing with a grenade in his hand, easy pickup. They were trying to prime a flash pop for the two OG players here in apartments, but, I mean, Big Clan just didn't respect the boundaries, didn't respect the play. Xanteris sprays into Issa. 5 versus 3 to the favor of Big. And Mantu, man, he knows he is squeezed at the moment. He's getting tapped up. That's all the info they need. Perfect kills, one after another for Big. Now it's Valda in pit to try and go bigger and better.
Oh. Wow. Okay, they're going to play it slow now, but yeah, they've got the info, they got the kills. They cannot do anything wrong at this point. Alexi B, he's got a brain on him, but he's also only got an MP9.
Ooh, but they line up.
Wait up.
And now he can dive into the bomb site.
2-on-2.
Only lost half his health.
He can fall back and get an advantage in this next fight, potentially. Smoke and play, HE to work with. Back to quad with him.
Ooh, but the fire
dab volley.
Yeah, that's what burns him into the open. Searson tracks him through the smoke. Still, has he done enough? Valda's coming around from Banana. No kit on the play. Sees the back, though. Now it's into the 1 versus 1. And Xanteris, despite his 3 kills, is already low HP.
It comes down to Valda if he thinks it's gone construction or if he's going to commit to fighting him on the site. Xanteris is nervous, but it's really about Valda's awareness. And he seems pretty careful. Oh, but he won't win the dual instant headshot. Xanteris wouldn't have survived all but 2 bullets and gets that kill, wins the 1v1. And what a critical one at that.
Crucial round win. Xanteris kicking it off in apartments, finding NBK with nothing but a flash in hand.
Oh, this is sick.
There's Issa getting picked up as well on the corner, and then that wall bang into Mantu to give the audio cue. Boom! Execution to end it. Big are in the lead, and Big are in control. When we jump back into the server, you'll see just how desperate this is. Alexi on a CZ, nothing else for OG.
This has been one hell of a match so far, and it kind of feels like that semifinals moment. You get the last round, maybe the most important of the whole match. Like you almost get to celebrate a little bit early if you're Big Clan. It doesn't mean the game's over here for OG. They can certainly come back into this, but of course, the confidence is now on Big's side. They feel like the luck is on their side. They've shown that their stars are here, and the clutches are even going their way. So yeah, what else do you really need? Basically, got to tell your team if you're Taps and just keep trucking on. Everything is looking very, very solid. And here's a very relaxing round as well. They'll plant the bomb at the back of the A site. they read the stack correctly, and OG won't be offered up any easy frags. What the coming strategy will be is a big question, but man, that Hall's attack was so pristine with Xantares at the helm of it from all positions. I mean, they killed 2 in there, then Mantu. That was a hard read from OG to try to counter them, and they still couldn't get the kills.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, how often do you go into 3 players inside apartments and the CTs don't get at least 1 kill? You know, that fight didn't go well for them on any of the fronts. And here to close the 26th is Searson.
Also, I think it's kind of poetic, the fact that finally somebody gets molly to quad, right? Because it's another round where Alexi B, he could have lived a long time there if not for that molly, and maybe won the round after getting his first 2 kills untraded with just the MP9.
This little bait and switch to close there. Xantares takes to the corner, asks for help, and gets it. OG will have a fighting chance in the 27th round. Do Big secure 15? Or do OG keep on fighting? Utility exchange towards Banana. We've got a jump spot over the half wall. Valda making a bit of sound here. Eats the flash and still picks up the kill. Vikido. No trade either, as that CT smoke is deep.
Are they going to read this correctly? Let's see, they're coming in to clear it. They've got this isolated, but they don't clear properly. No, they don't, and they get punished. That's the flash from Searson. The flash assist heard around the world. Xantares can now get on rollerblades, run into the B site, makes all the space that he wants, doesn't even bother to clear anything out.
Doesn't need to. He knows that with that quick of a 2K. Oh, and you saw him, right? Smoke ready just in case that fire spread. And it looked, with the silhouettes of the 2 players coming down Banana, they were going to clear him. But Searson did something at the bottom of middle, pulled all of their attention, and the perfect flashbang helps him succeed.
Okay, someone shot, yeah, but they still shouldn't have got tunnel vision, right? They have protocols to follow. And the whole point is to not get distracted. I mean, that's just not something that you can forgive, really. That just... Do they actually have anything else to do if they're going to try to clear logs? Why did they try to clear logs in the first place, right? Why don't they follow through on that plan? These are, of course, questions you've got to ask yourself if you're OG. That was a mistake that cost them a whole round and potentially, again, another moment, like a match-defining round. Even though the game seems to be full of them, each appears to be as important as the last. These are mistakes that you cannot allow to happen. But you got to appreciate this, you know, great flash from Searson, the distraction at bottom B at least, and great shooting, even though the shots were pretty easy. But, you know, look how over it is. Like Xantares, he knows that this isn't some kind of fake, that there isn't a third player here as a bait. He just literally just runs through the site.
Yep. Round-winning moment, and he knew it. Now, off the back of it, is it a map-winning moment? OG have enough to come in with a buy, but I see double FAMAS, a Mag 7 for NBK. If anybody's going to make that thing work, it's him. We've got Big sniffing out the A site, sizing up the defense. Looks like Tizian's ready to go. He's going to challenge through the fire. He offers up 70 HP, but it's a quick trade frat from Xantares. Mantu needs the double, and Searson's going to keep himself pinned into the corner here, buying all he needs. That sweet, sweet time, and even goes one better. Gets the frag in the end. It's a man advantage here for Big. It's a bomb plant on the A site. OG's retake is split in half. Nice move from Valda, jumping upwards, getting the better of Keto. Now Xantares, his attention's pulled. Searson comes into mid, catches Alexi on that flank, and it all falls on the Dane. Flashbang from short, goes for the pit challenge and loses his head as Big win map 1.